Ninja Gaiden 4 was my most anticipated game in years, and Ninja Gaiden 2 Singular was my favorite video game of all time. So when Ninja Gaiden 2 Black came out earlier this year, I made a number of videos on it. I am someone who have beaten these games on Master Ninja and Ultimate Ninja for Ninja Gaiden 3. So I wanted to share my honest thoughts on you guys once I have completed Ninja Gaiden 4. I've been grinding it non-stop ever since the game came out because I really wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. Now, this video is not sponsored. This is not based on a review copy of the game. Everything I'm gonna say is gonna be extreme honesty, and that is my opinion, right? And everything is coming from a place of love. No one wants this game to be more successful than Mura because I want to see more Ninja Gaiden. Now, this game was developed by Platinum Games, and right out of the gate, this raised some questions. Is this Ninja Gaiden? How involved is Ryu in the story, and how much do you get to play as him? Is this Metal Gear Revengeance 2? Is this another Bayonetta? And the answers to many of these questions are, yeah, this game in my opinion, it's pretty good. It does have some flaws, it does have some things that are annoying about it, but ultimately I feel like this was good. This is much better than Ninja Gaiden 3 in my opinion, and probably the best the series have been since Ninja Gaiden 2. Overall, the package here is very solid, but there are flaws. Now, let me start with a basic question. Does this game feel like Ninja Gaiden? Yes, it does, and that is because the enemies are extremely aggressive. I have beaten this game on hard, and enemies are difficult. You will die a lot, but one thing that I really like about this game is that this probably has the best mixture of aggression and defense, where a game like Ninja Gaiden 1 I always felt was more geared toward defense, and Ninja Gaiden 2 and especially 3 was insanely geared toward offense. In this game you want to be aggressive, but at the same time the defensive options can allow you to play passively really well. You can play it slow and rely on defense, you can play it aggressive, and so far the balancing work really well. I really enjoy the pace of the game so far. Now I must say that the combat in this game is very solid. One thing that Platinum have done is that they changed how the camera work, and by nature the arenas in general. Most of the game will take place in open places, and this is where like the Platinum effect will come into the play. Yakumo in general feels much floatier than the protagonists in the previous games, so he feels really light. Like sometimes Yakumo feels more like a kid with ADHD than an actual ninja, which is kind of hilarious, but like a small jump will make him leap massive distances. If you charge his ultimate techniques, it goes very far, and I think they done this to avoid the camera issues in the previous games, but because the enemies are still aggressive, it still kind of works out. I've seen a lot of people say you can't jump into walls, you can't wall run anymore, and that is not correct. You still can wall run however you like, but obviously because of the areas that the fighting takes place in, there is less opportunities for that. But I must say, the base combat in this game I think is very solid. It's still a mixture of light and heavy attack, there's still guard, there is a perfect dodge, there is a perfect parry, but I don't think they're very invasive to the gameplay, and they happen really fast, so it still works out really well. There's still ultimate technique, still absorb essence, use ultimate shurikens, everything that you know about Ninja Gaiden, guillotine throws and everything is back to an extent. Now, one thing that I really like about this game is way that Yakumo's Blood Raven mechanics are implemented. Yakumo is balanced around Blood Raven mechanics. Sometimes the enemies will be guarding and you will need to break their guard. Sometimes the enemies will try to go for unblockable attacks. But what I really like about this is that there are still other ways to approach. It's not like a Steel on Bones where you have to press the Steel on Bones to get the counter. There's a lot more nuisance to this because you have to use the Blood Raven attack to break their guard, but if you attack them from behind, you can still attack them as well. These unblockable attacks, you can dodge them, or if you use the Blood Raven attacks, you can break through. And I must say, the drill, the second weapon, the rapier, it's a Blood Raven form, the drill. This is one of the most fun weapons that I have ever seen in Ninja Gaiden. It is so satisfying. It feels so good. It's unbelievable. And I will say the on-the-fly weapon switching as well is awesome. I would say the first two weapons for Yakumo, the first two weapons you'll unlock, the dual katanas and the rapier, They don't feel that difference, and the base weapon forms can feel slightly samey, but the Blood Raven weapons are absolute blast, and they all feel different. The hammers feel different from the drill. I don't want to give any spoilers, but they are so much fun, and all of them have like mechanics to them as well that makes them that much more fun to play. I honestly can't imagine the game now without on-the-fly weapon switching. It's an upgrade that you know you want, but once you had it, it's a blast. And speaking of upgrades, oh my god, boss fights are an insane upgrade. As someone who played through all of the prior Ninja Gaiden games, the aspect of Ninja Gaiden that have always sucked was the boss fights, but I'm happy to report boss fights in Ninja Gaiden 4 are a massive step up. They are a massive upgrade over ones we had prior. They're actually really fun this time. It's actually insane to finally have good boss fights in this series. This game is also like very lengthy. There's a lot of game in Ninja Gaiden 4. There is obviously side missions that you can pick up. They're not like really invasive side missions. It's stuff like find a specific sub-boss that maybe you will find in a kind of an area in the level, but you can have to go off of the beaten path to find it. There is the Purgatory, which is pretty much this game's version of the Test of Valors, and I'm really glad that they're back. And the Purgatories are probably some of the most challenging areas in this game. You want to wager how much health you have, and this HP will also correlate with how much you're getting out of it, the reward. Start the fight with 25% HP and you get massive rewards as a result. You get a lot of skill points that you can then use to upgrades, purchase items, and all of that. The Test of Valors, or the Purgatory as they call it in this game, is a blast. It's a lot of fun. In general, I think Ninja Gaiden 4 is a lengthy game as well. If you're worried about the price and how much there is to do, there is a ton. This is one of the most feature-rich Ninja Gaiden games, I feel like. Hey there, hope you're enjoying the video. If you're liking the video so far but you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I mean, we got an amazing team going up. Join the Mura's EX-Men. We even got like the Emma and Magneto combo, so you know we're gonna dominate. Excuse the silliness and enjoy the rest of the video. But now let's talk about the stuff that did not work for me. And before I go to this, I must say that Ninja Gaiden 4 for me is a blast. I've been enjoying it so far, but it's not perfect. It does have some things about it that really irk me. For starters, you unlock the game. You start the game bare bones, and so much bare bones to a degree that to me honestly was kind of shocking. Like how basic. Well, using Nimbu or absorbing Nimbu to charge ultimate, that's the skills that you have to unlock. Using the landing frames from a jump to speed up the ultimate, that is a skill that you can unlock. Parries and perfect dodges, that is a skill that you got to unlock. Flying Swallow, we're talking Izuna Drop. Like, your start so bare bones, and I was kind of shocked by how bare bones you are at the start. And obviously you unlock that stuff really fast anyways. They're not that expensive, but I just found that to be really weird. Like, that design choice to do that really stood out to me. Another design choice that I find awkward, to be honest, is just the pacing of the game. It feels like chapters take too long. Like, some of the Yakumo chapters will take up to like an hour, and it feels like it's a combat arena after combat arena after combat arena, and sometimes the game will resort to some like gimmick traversal section, but they feel pretty much on rails. They're very automatic, and I don't mind having like combat arena after combat arena, but it feels like it happens too much and fights can take too long, and I don't know, like you're in the same location fighting the same enemies, like going through repetitive fights. I feel like that happens a lot. I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like the chapter length in, say, Ninja Gaiden 2 was pretty much perfect. Here it does feel bad somehow. And obviously I got to talk about Ryu Hayabusa. Ryu is insanely fun once you get to play as Ryu. I must say, Ryu feels busted. Like, if you thought that Virgil was busted in the special edition of Devil May Cry 5. Ryu, oh my god. Ryu is a god in Ninja Gaiden 4. He is so OP, he's so fun once you get to play him. But there's so little Ryu in the game. No wonder they kept like one weapon for him. Now the game technically is 20 chapters and you do play Ryu for about 4 of them, but they are really short. And just in general, like Ryu doesn't appear in the game that much. Like, no kidding, the first time you will actually see Ryu where he's even like in a cutscene doing something is gonna be about 7 or 8 hours into the game. And I liked Yakumo, I didn't mind him at all, to be honest, but I feel like if this is a number 4 in a series, then maybe you should have showed me Ryu, you should have showed me Ayane much earlier. Even other games like Metal Gear Solid 2, Devil May Cry 4, games that changed protagonist, Dante and Solid Snake were there from the start, where Ryu appears for a microsecond and then see ya later after 8 or 9 hours of gameplay. That to me was such a weird choice. And the game in general, I feel like the direction of the cutscenes and the graphics in general, it does feel to me worse than Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I think Ninja Gaiden 2 Black looked better, and some of the animations here look super fast to the point where it kind of look bad, but not really. But still, with all of that being said, I don't think any of that makes for a bad game, because you can replay the chapters as Ryu, and I feel like Ryu is here mostly for the replay value, because you want to replay the game as Ryu because he is such a blast. But the issue is, once I have beaten the game with Ryu and once I played enough of Ryu feels so more powerful than Yakumo. It's actually kind of insane, but Yakumo is still so much fun, and the drill is honestly one of the most fun weapons I've ever seen. Overall, I think Ninja Gaiden 4 is a pretty solid game. I am pretty happy with how it's turned out. Could it have been better? Absolutely. Is it bad, or is it like a mid-game? No, I think what is here is very good. Obviously, the story is nonsense, we all know. And please put back Rachel, Kasumi, and Ayane. I would love to see them. Maybe do the DLC where they get to be playable. That would be such a blast. Who knows if the game gets there are more revisions like the prior games in the series, but honestly, I'm satisfied. Is it good? Yes. Is it perfect? No. Overall, I would give it like a 7.5 or like an 8 out of 10. I think it's really, really fun.